All right, so here we got the 25 Steed, 25 TC 300. It's got the updated frame up there. Thing absolutely shreds. I rode it a couple weeks ago, and I think it's faster than my 23 300 SX. Got the 350 back there. Got the pit bike. Got the 2025 pit bike. Y'all better start riding one of these so you can ride one of those, because you can't ride one of those. So, yeah, honestly, I'm not real good at this filming thing, but we're going to do a little video series on how we set this thing up for moto, or for woods from moto. Guy we got it from had TCD do the suspension. He was a bigger guy, rode motocross pretty well, so the suspension's super stiff, but we're gonna change that. I like my stuff pretty soft, so we're gonna get that set up for woods by Factory Connection. No shade to TCD, but Factory Connection has done all my bikes, so figure why not keep it going. They do a great job. As far as the bike goes, basically stock, sides of the suspension. It's got a scoop on it. Stock bars, stock everything. 7.5 hours on it. Yeah, pretty clean overall. We'll update you in the next clip on what the first step to the process is. So I've had a number of people ask me why I choose the TC versus the TX, aka off-road versus woods. Primary reason is cost. The TC model is significantly cheaper than the TX. What you lose with that though is small tank, 19-inch rear wheel, and no kickstand. Obviously there's some gearing changes, and also the new ones have spring forks versus the TC having air forks. But in my case, I have these KYB forks that I put on. Then I have 18-inch wheel over here. So use that, and the only thing left that's missing is a big tank. But all I ride for the most part is, sprint races and races where I can get fuel more often. It's not like I'm doing 70, 80 mile trail rides where I need a big tank. So the $3,000 that I save, I can put into redoing my suspension every year, more tires, more plastic, more oil, more entry fees, travel to get to the races. So it definitely plays a factor. But a lot of people, if you're buying something and you're gonna do it all on it, I would, get the TX ready to go. Especially with the new spring fork. It's a really good fork. But these KYBs, Factory Connection has them set up awesome. So, yeah. First thing we're gonna do on this thing is pull the suspension off. Gotta get these forks lowered 10 millimeters and the shock revalved and a bladder kit installed. So we're gonna send that off to Factory Connection. We got the parts here for shortening the internals 10 millimeters to meet the Husky spec. And yeah, we're also gonna pull all the bearings in the headset, linkage, swing arm, and make sure that's all greased up and ready to go when we get the suspension back. So I guess episode 1 is brief recap and send the suspension out and greasing things up. So also, if you want to keep your bolts organized, an old muffin tin works perfect. So yeah, now we're gonna pull the back end off, pull the rear shock, and get these forks, excuse my mess, get these forks ready to go. Send them off. Yeah. Here, this right here is why you grease your suspension when your bike's brand new, so you don't have this stupid bolt stuck in here for me now to take out. So yeah, that's a fun piece of the puzzle. Just for anyone who's sending suspension out, make sure you clean it off before you send it. That will make everybody's life a whole lot easier. So we're gonna get these cleaned up, put in that box, and on their way. So we're gonna get to greasing the linkage assembly, the knuckle, and the dog bone. I use this Maximal waterproof grease from Mobile Powersports. All I do, clean it off in the parts washer before, and then I'll pull the bearings out, or pull the bushings out, pull the bolts out, and make sure everything's dry in there and clean, and then go through and, repack them with grease. So here we go. So now that I got it all cleaned and greased up, wipe these off and get them back installed on the bike. Suspension is out, currently getting revalved, so I'll get the linkage thrown back on here, but can't throw the swing arm back on until the shock's back in, unless I want to take the whole subframe off. So that'll be pretty much where we leave you for this episode of chaos. My garage has not gotten any bigger, but yeah, we got some cosmetic stuff in the works and some parts in, so some handlebars and whatnot. So on the next episode we'll cover that. Thanks everybody for watching.